Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review The Life of Captain Marvel number 2. Margaret Stahl continues to impress. After last issue, I was very pleasantly surprised. I wasn't really a fan of Margaret Stahl when she was writing the Captain Marvel main series, which ended abruptly about 4 months ago. And in any event, this is really good. This is really good. Margaret Stahl has definitely found her stride. It's really great that they're letting Margaret sort of do things more in her wheelhouse. This story picks up with Carol. She's still in Maine. Her brother was in that motor vehicle accident. She let her brother drive drunk. Her brother is recovering, still in sort of a coma, still in sort of a dazed state or whatever. And she's at home, I guess, just caring for her brother. And just sort of taking a break from superheroing. Her mother kind of wants her to maybe go and take off and go back to the Avengers and get back to her life and not worry about her. But Carol can't do that. And Carol, of course, last issue she went through all her father's stuff. And aside from flashbacks that told us that her father was an alcoholic, we also discovered that her father was having an affair. And not only that, it's clear that at least in Carol Danvers' minds, Carol doesn't think that her mother knows that. Carol in this issue confronts her mother on it, and it ends up that her mother already knew. And Carol kind of got a little pissed off in this issue. In fact, it reminds me a lot of a current issue of Superman, where Superman also sort of flies off into space because he's angry at his state of affairs regarding Lois and Jonathan Kent, regarding Lois and his son Jonathan. But in any event, Carol just is very upset because she's upset with her mother, how accepting her mother seemed to be about her father cheating on her. And when her mother suggested to her that she kind of understood her father for cheating on her and sort of being the man that he was, she forgave him because he just wanted something more. And that was very upsetting to Carol, and you could understand why, because, he had a family. He had a beautiful son, Carol was a beautiful daughter. He has obviously a beautiful wife. Why would he cheat on her? Why wasn't his family enough? And that obviously causes Carol a lot of anguish. And while she's dealing with those emotions, the signal that was sent out that Carol didn't know, she unwittingly sent out a signal when she was going through her father's stuff, a signal that was sent into deep space, an alien. It attracted some sort of life form to land on the planet. And there's this great Edmonton Oilers reference. They're actually referencing the Edmonton Oilers. That's awesome. In any event, you got to read it to know what I'm talking about. But and it ends. The issue ends with a little bit of intrigue. This alien sort of comes down, and how is this related to Carol's father? How is this related to the Kree? How is this related exactly to Carol's maybe unknown origins that we heretofore were not aware of? We're not really sure, but overall, this was a really great, well-written character issue. We got in-depth into Carol Danvers, some insights into her background, her characters, again, her mother, her brother who finally snaps out of the coma in the middle of this. This is a really great. This really is going to set the tone for a new origin for Carol Danvers, and I think it's so far I'm really liking it. We're only 2 issues in, so guys, I recommend you pick this up. It's well worth the read. The art is fantastic. Carlos Pacheco does the present day scenes. Margaret Savage does the Margaret Savage, whatever she does, the past scenes showing Carol Danvers' child life as a child. It's some really great stuff here. There's a particularly great scene. I mean, the cover's fantastic, of course. It almost pays homage to the old what do you call it? Rockwell paintings. It's really nice there. But there's a gorgeous scene here where she's at her father's funeral, and she has her hand on the coffin, and the words that she says to her father is that she describes his father. She doesn't say much. She gives up to sort of give a eulogy, but she doesn't give much of a eulogy. All she said was, "My father, Pops, he was a worthy opponent." So it's very interesting that Carol viewed her relationship with her father almost like a fight, that he was an opponent. It was always somebody that she was battling against. And that describes a lot. And I've said before that I don't know if Margaret Stahl is intending this, but I kind of like it because I can almost understand the passive aggressiveness of Carol Danvers herself and her almost seemingly contradictory passive aggressive actions in Civil War too. On the one hand, she can be calm, and on the other hand, she freaks. You know, maybe not completely, but I think there's some explanations there if we go deep enough. And we're only on issue 2. But in any event, guys, tell me what you think of Life of Captain Marvel. I thought it was things are really picking up. Margaret Stahl's doing a great job. And until next time, Comic Boom out.